Hey, what's up, boxing fans? Miguel Maravilla here with you, bringing you a recap of Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. What a fight it was, a very competitive fight. A fight in which Roach proved me wrong, proved everyone wrong. It was a fight in which Davis was obviously frustrated throughout the fight. It wasn't an easy fight that we all expected Tank to just go out there and knock him out. No, Roach went out there. He made the most of it. He was not intimidated at all by Davis. So this was definitely a solid fight. And the undercard, take a look. It went down at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Opening up the action, opening up the pay-per-view, Yoenis Tellez dominated former world champion Julian Williams in route to a unanimous decision win as the judges scored the bout 119, 109, 118, 110, and 117, 111. Tellez wins the vacant WBA interim welterweight title and improves to 10-0 with 7 knockouts. Williams falls to 29-5, 1, and 17. As for Yoenis Tellez, working his way up the ladder at 154, there's some solid matchups there for him. I would like to see him fight Jesus Ramos Jr. He's actually in action later this month. Another solid fight for Tellez is Tim Tszyu. However, I wouldn't expect Tszyu back anytime soon. And then why not the winner of Fundora Booker? There's the PBC stablemates. Those are the possibilities for Tellez moving forward this year, 2025. Spain's Sander Martin was jobbed once again as he was on the short end of a split decision versus Alberto Puello of the Dominican Republic. It was a fight in which Martin took it to Puello most of the fight. Puello boxing, fighting off his back foot, mixing it up. However, it was Martin that landed some clean punches and was the aggressor, taking most of the fight. And in the end, the judges scored the bout 115, 113 for Martin, and 115, 113 for Puello, 116, 112 for Puello, as Puello retains his vacant WBC title, improving to 24-0, 10 knockouts. Martin falls 42 for 15 knockouts. I'd like to see Puello give Antoine Russell a rematch. That's a solid fight. That was a pretty competitive fight, their last one. But for Puello to work his way to the top, to be the cream of the crop, to work his way to some of the top 140s, there's Liam Paro, there's Jack Catterall, there's solid fights out there for him. But the most reasonable one would be a rematch with Russell, and that's what I want to see next. But Martin, always a tough out. A solid matchup, a solid fight, tough fight for anyone. I'd definitely like to see him get back ASAP against any of the top 140-pounders. Lightweight Gary Antoine Russell annihilated Jose Rayo Valenzuela for 12 rounds in a dominant performance. It was all Russell throughout the fight, as I expected more from Rayo. I expected more competitiveness. However, Russell just proved to be the more dominant fighter, as the judges scored the bout 120 to 108, 120 to 108, and 119 to 109. A solid win for Gary Antoine Russell, a very dominant win. What I want to see, I would like to see him in a rematch with Alberto Puello, as you saw him victorious, once again edging out Martin. But Russell, he proved his dominance in that ring against Rayo, and he deserves a rematch against Puello. That would be a solid unification match, as both are PBC stable. As for Rayo, well, I'd love to see him back. There were some tough back-to-back fights for him in He defeated Colbert, then he went on to beat Pitbull, and then he comes in against a very tough style in Russell. So I would like to see him lay low a little, but then hopefully he can turn it around. And in the main event, Tank versus Roach, in what was a competitive fight all the way through. Tank and Roach mixed it up with Davis connecting with the big shots early on. However, Roach kept coming and was not intimidated at all, as he, showed Davis he was going to be boss in that ring. And it was back and forth battle, as there was some trash talk going on between the two as well. Davis tried some roughhouse tactics. However, Roach responded with, clocking Tank. Again, he wasn't intimidated at all. And in the ninth, a stiff jab by Roach forced Davis to take a knee, and then he retreated to his corner. No knockdown was issued in the process, and not to mention no disqualification for Tank's corner interfering without the referee's consent. Despite that, Roach kept pressing, and you can tell Tank was frustrated. Things weren't going his way. He had to dig in and press and going the distance. And in the end, the judges scored the bout 115 to 113 for Tank, which was overruled 114 to 114, declaring this bout a majority draw. Davis, with the first blemish, goes 30-0 with 1 draw, 28 knockouts. Roach, 25-1-2 with 10 knockouts. There's no question. There's a rematch in this fight. There should be a rematch. Lamont Roach deserves the rematch. Again, he proved us all wrong. We all thought that Davis was going to go in there and get that easy win, but I would like to see the rematch take place. There was talks of possibly in the summer if the rematch takes place. Of course, Roach exercising he's guaranteed the rematch. This would be perfect in the summertime, Baltimore, DC, DMV area. But again, what I want to see Tank and Roach, I want to see them in the ring once again. Before we start discussing Davis against any of the other top fighters out there, but Roach definitely deserved the win. I feel the New York State Athletic Commission dropped the ball on this one, and I have had my personal opinions regarding the New York State Athletic Commission, regarding the judging, just and in terms of regulating. But it is what it is. But again, we shall see a rematch between Davis and Roach.